I just watched this interview here with Deontay Wilder, and it's a bizarre interview for several reasons. One of the reasons is Wilder's got some gold grills in his mouth, right? He's got a gold grill now, so his voice is different and he's lisping and all kinds of business because he's got the gold teeth, the gold grills. That's strange enough. Hearing Wilder's voice totally change. Also, he's going through some stretching routine and he's talking about his ambition, his dream to fight his own brother for the undisputed world heavyweight title at some point. His brother Marcellus Wilder is, I believe, a cruiserweight, but eventually intends to step up to heavyweight. And Wilder says, yeah, I'd like to fight my brother Marcellus in an undisputed heavyweight title fight. And he says this with a straight face. Now, personally, I think two brothers fighting each other is messed up. I think it's messed up. Would I watch it? I mean, probably. Just to be a bit of a hypocrite here, I'll probably watch it because I cover boxing, right? What am I going to do? Have a fight like that take place, which would be bizarre. The first time two brothers have ever fought for the heavyweight title and not cover it on my channel. I mean, I cover it, but would I rather it not happen? Of course, I would rather it not happen. So bizarre to hear Deontay Wilder talking about fighting his own brother at some point for the heavyweight title. And Nestor Gibbs says to him, well, look, if that fight did happen, a lot of people would believe, or a lot of people wouldn't believe that it was a genuine result, whichever way it went. Because people would say, well, you just let your brother win. It's your brother. You're not going to go all out against your own brother, are you? And Deontay said, well, we're raised different. We're from a different breed and blah, blah, blah. You know, he keeps on going on about where he's from and what he's been through and all this type of business. Because Nestor Gibbs compared it to the Klitschko's. Like, Klitschko's didn't fight each other. And he's, oh, we ain't like the Klitschko's. That's what Deontay is saying. I'm from a different place and you don't understand, and looking into the camera and doing all that Steven Seagal whispering stuff that Deontay likes to do. Yeah, the Deontay act is getting a little tedious now for me with all the whispering and yeah, you don't know where I've been and where I'm from and all the. Come on, like, we heard this a million times. You can be wherever you're from. It's not going to help you when you get in the ring. That's the thing. Yeah? It's not going to help you when you get in the ring. So concentrate on what you're going to do in the ring. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Wilder has his own method of psyching himself up for a fight. He has his own method of building up his confidence. So maybe I shouldn't be too critical of it because that's just his way of building himself up in his own mind and making himself confident. But there are a lot of fans who buy into it. And I'm just here to tell you that all the stuff Wilder comes out with, all the stuff that Fury comes out with, and all these other fighters who talk trash, take it for what it is, which is just entertainment. Yeah. It's entertainment. Just take it as entertainment. Even if the fighters mean it from their hearts, it's entertainment. Because all that stuff, you know, it's like with the Furies. The Furies talk about bare knuckle gypsy fighters and we've been fighting for hundreds of years and all this type of business. Great. Great, great, great. That might help you if you're fighting somebody bare knuckle in a field. But in a boxing ring, somebody who's not from a gypsy background, who isn't from a family of multi-generational bare knuckle fighters, someone from, you know, a standard background can still beat a gypsy in a boxing ring. Do you understand? It doesn't stop anybody beating a gypsy just because their family isn't, you know, bare knuckle fighters going back hundreds of years. It's what needs to be understood by the public who sometimes buy into all this business. Yeah. Now, obviously, there are certain advantages that coming from Tyson Fury's background does give him psychologically, but understand that it's psychological. It's a psychological thing. And this is, like I say, not a fight in the field. It's a fight in a boxing ring with rules and a ref and doctors and judges, so on and so forth. So, anyway, he also talks about Tyson Fury's gypsy magic. He says the gypsies are into all kinds of stuff with their magic and all this type of business, because Tyson Fury heavily criticized Deontay Wilder for talking about ancestral spirits, African spirits, and what have you. That's what really fired Tyson Fury up and made Tyson Fury start attacking Deontay Wilder verbally when they had their face-off. And that's Wilder's response to it as well. The gypsies are dealing with all kind of spirits and the gypsy curse and, what have you. Well, Deontay Wilder might not realize that in the UK, there are, as far as I'm aware, over the years, two types, for lack of a better term, maybe even three types, but we'll stick to the two main ones of gypsy. There are the Irish travelers, and then there are the Romany gypsies. And they are two different ethnicities, I guess. The Irish travelers, that is the stock that Tyson Fury is from. The Irish travelers. Then you've got the Romany gypsies, who originate from the continent, from the European continent. That's where they're from. And to my understanding, it is the Romany gypsies who are the ones that, do all the tarot cards, and they're into all the mysticism and the gypsy curses and all that type of business. It's from the Romany gypsies. It's not from the Irish travelers. The Irish travelers are traditionally, from a Christian background. A lot of them staunchly Christian backgrounds. They might not practice Christianity today in a particular, in a very devout way, but their background is Christian, usually Catholic. Yeah? So don't mistake the Irish travelers for the Romany gypsies, because that's what Deontay Wilder appears to be doing here. And if I'm ignorant on this situation, look, I've lived most of my life in the United Kingdom. I've met and dealt with many gypsies over the years. So my understanding of it is this, that you've got the Romany gypsies and the Irish travelers, who are two separate. I mean, they do intermingle, obviously, but what I'm saying is their origins are different. The Irish travelers are simply people from Ireland who are nomadic. Nomadic within Ireland and also nomadic within mainland Britain. They set up their communities and they travel around in caravans, and they don't really travel around that much in caravans. Apparently, the gypsy campsites, if you want to call them that, most of them are permanent now, and they don't really move around like they did a few decades ago. But yeah, those are the Irish travelers. And then the gypsies, the Romany gypsies, they're a different ethnicity. And again, to my knowledge, they're the ones who are mixed up in all the mysticism and magic and the curses and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody out there from a Romany gypsy background or an Irish traveler background who wants to correct me on anything I've said here, then please do. But that's my understanding of it. All right. So let me know how you feel in the comment section below about everything I've talked about in this video. It's Hatman, I'm out.
Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.